Hey folks, Will from MinIO here, and welcome to the podcast. You know, MinIO is pioneering high-performance object storage for AI, ML, and all your modern data lake workloads. We are a software-defined Amazon S3 compatible object storage system, and we are in use by more than half of the Fortune 500. We've got 1.5 billion plus Docker downloads, and MinIO is the fastest growing cloud object storage company in the world, and we are consistently ranked by industry analysts as a leader in object storage. We were founded in November of 2014. Our company is backed by Intel Capital, SoftBank, Dell, Nexus, General Catalyst, and a lot of key angel investors. But today, we're going to be talking with Solvinity.
Hey, thanks, Will. My name is Keith Pijanowski. I'm an AI solutions engineer here at MinIO. And as Will said, MinIO is a high-performance object store, purpose-built for AI workloads. But if you read the news, you also know that we're really useful for data lakehouses. But today, we're going to talk about private clouds and sovereign clouds. And I have with me Timon Vandenbrink, lead solutions architect from Solvinity. Hi, Timon. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us about your role at Solvinity?
Yeah, so Timon Vandenbrink. I've been in IT for almost 20 years now, and I currently work for Solvinity. Solvinity is a secure managed cloud provider in the Netherlands. And I'm a lead solution architect and technical product owner for the cloud native proposition there. So basically managed Kubernetes and managed S3. Solvinity is a secure managed cloud provider in the Netherlands. As I said, we have a strong focus on security. We offer both private cloud and public cloud services, and we have a large footprint in the Dutch public sector. I think government agencies, the Ministry of Justice and Security, the Dutch police, municipalities, public transport organizations like TransLink. So all these sectors where security and compliance are absolutely critical.
Oh, great. Thanks. So I want to go a little bit deeper on your products and services. So could you walk us through exactly what you provide to your customers?
Yeah, good question. So actually, we started out really on-prem private cloud offerings, infrastructure as a service, managed hosting. And yeah, that evolved. And with the uprise of public cloud, we also started to help our clients to move their workloads to the public cloud. And we've been doing that for quite a lot of years now.
And you have your own data centers, which are located mostly in the Netherlands. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, we do not really have our own data centers, but we do hire racks, and we put our hardware in these racks in the Netherlands. So it's completely managed by us. It's our infrastructure, and our client base lands on this platform.
Oh, excellent. And what's interesting, as I was looking over your website, you use the term private cloud to refer to your offerings, where you can host all of your customers' workloads. Here in the United States, we would call a private cloud something that an organization owns and only they can use. Maybe give me a little bit more color on maybe the European definition of private cloud.
We have a long relationship with our clients, and you cannot just swipe a credit card and start using the Solvinity cloud. We are a purpose-built cloud for special clients. Yeah, so it's we own Solvinity owns the platform, but our clients can use our services, and this is all based in the Netherlands.
So just to summarize, the private cloud you're building is really, it's not a show a credit card, get an account, and do whatever you want. You actually have a relationship with your customers, and they are running on your infrastructure. And now your services that you guys provide compute and storage. Let's first start with compute, then we'll get into storage. What kind of compute architecture do you have for your customers?
we're actually offering a lot of the same services as you know from the public clouds, infrastructure as a service like VMs and the managed Kubernetes offering. But what we do differently is we also go a little bit higher up the stack, so we manage the applications for our clients as well. Yeah, that's the difference, I would say.
I also see that you have like a integrated delivery service for the engineers that are deploying to various environments. Can you tell me a little bit about, is that where CI/CD pipelines integrate with your offerings?
Well, actually, this integrated delivery, what you see is that in the past, applications were like packaged and then they were sent via email or FTP, and then Solvinity would then install these packages on servers and make this application available. But now in this more cloud native landscape, we see methods like continuous integration, continuous delivery, where this has all rapid things or sped up things, where the client is capable of deploying their applications and themselves, and really make sure that they can deploy often as they would like, and speed up this delivery and bring their changes to production.
Oh, so that's really nice. So it's like all the benefits of a managed service without the friction of a distant data center.
Yeah.
So let's get into storage, which is my favorite part of this conversation. You use MinIO or AIStor as your object store. Could you tell me a little bit about that? Like what did to start off with? What was your process for picking an object store vendor?
So this actually goes back 5 years ago, I think, when we built a platform for one of our clients, and they asked us to provide an object storage solution which was S3 compatible. And the thing is, their platform was already mostly built out, so we needed something that could plug right into their existing infrastructure without a complete overhaul. And at that point, we weren't even sure what the demand was going to look like. So we needed a solution that could scale efficiently as usage and demand grew. And we had quite a lot of requirements, but the main ones were obviously S3 compatibility, so to allow the users to leverage the power of the S3 API in their application architecture. We needed replication to meet the strict recovery point objectives for both for compliance and disaster recovery purposes. We had server-side encryption, also compliance reasons, but also because it's transparent to the application. That was neat. Versioning, lifecycle management, again, compliancy, and the solution needed to be truly multi-tenant. And on top of that, we needed something that wasn't going to require a dedicated team just to keep it running. At the end of the day, our goal is building platforms that our users actually love working with. And you can't do that if you're forcing them to learn some obscure technology that nobody's heard of. So I think that was one of the primary reasons why we gravitated towards MinIO. It was already well established in the cloud native ecosystem. It's super easy to get started with. It runs on my server, it runs on your laptop, and there's this huge active community around it. So that's definitely something, the adoption that makes it really good. And when your users can jump right in without this steep learning curve, then if they can find their stuff online, then they get confident using it, and it makes it a breeze to start using it. We are in a highly regulated industry, and the compliancy there is obviously very important. So stuff like server-side encryption is important. The versioning and lifecycle management are always used or are used a lot, I have to say. The replication is really the site replication, but bucket replication as well is also used a lot, also for disaster recovery purposes, for instance. I think one of the main aspects is that if you want to de-risk, if you want to have an application that works both in the public cloud and on-prem or in a private cloud, you need to build on standards. And basically MinIO offers this S3 compatible interface. So it would allow you to, leverage AWS S3 in AWS, but on-prem, you could use your application without rewrite, using and leveraging MinIO as an S3 backend. I think when we started with MinIO like 5 years ago for this big client of us, we were not really sure how much demand there was going to be. And what we see over these last 5 years, it really increased a lot, the demand, and a lot of tenants are using it, a lot of teams are using it, and I always say, to me, often you see these customer success stories where they talk about these very large deployments, massive scale. But in our case, it's not really about this massive scale. It's more about the feature richness of MinIO and what it brings to the table for these teams. And that's what I really like about MinIO, and that it's easily usable.
Okay, great. So to summarize so far, you have a platform, you have everything you need for compute, you have object storage. Without naming any names of your customers, because I know that's kind of sensitive information, could you give us examples of the type of workloads that run on your platform?
Ooh, wow, yeah, and that's the thing with platforms. You don't always know what these guys are building on your platforms. But I asked around a bit, and some of them are really just using it to store their documents that are processed by their applications. MinIO is really one of the key parts of their application architecture, right? And we really saw that in the last 5 years, that the use of S3 as a primary component within the application architecture was becoming more popular. And I think that's definitely something that caught my eye.
The last topic I really want to drill into is the idea of sovereign clouds, which is where you guys play really well. And I think it's kind of interesting. I think in the United States, people take sovereign clouds for granted. The public clouds really are sovereign for us. But in the EU, sovereign clouds like your cloud are really important. And just to lay the groundwork for our maybe our US based audience, the word sovereign really means like supreme power or authority. So if an EU-based company is using one of the 3 major clouds, the US government could, in theory, force that cloud to surrender any data that's in any of their data centers, even that's located in Europe. So what's really nice about your cloud is that it is based in the Netherlands and it falls totally under the Dutch government. And I'm curious, do you have a lot of customers that, I'm assuming all of your customers, that's really one of the big selling points of your platform. You have any comments on that?
Yeah, you're totally right. We Solvinity help Dutch organizations to maintain this digital sovereignty. So while still getting all the benefits of cloud native capabilities, and it's interesting because over the past couple of years we've been really successful in helping clients move their workloads and data to the public cloud, but now, with everything that's happening geopolitically, a lot of those same clients are coming back to us and saying, okay, we need to reassess our cloud strategy. And when I talk to them about it, I often advise to de-risk and decouple. So at Solvinity, we see our role as de-risking our customers' cloud strategies. And don't get me wrong, we absolutely believe in the power of cloud technologies. They're transformative, but we don't believe in cloud dependencies. So decoupling workloads from specific providers has become fundamental. And it's not about avoiding the cloud or going backwards. It's about using the cloud strategically. It's about carefully choosing the right place to run your workloads and locate your data. And at the same time, have a contingency plan to move things when situations change. And yeah, situations do change. And when they do, yeah, you just want to have options and not dependencies. And this is exactly where our managed Kubernetes and object storage solutions come into play. So they give our clients that strategic flexibility to run cloud-native workloads wherever makes the most sense for their business, and without being locked into any single provider's ecosystem. So that's our pitch, so to say.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. So it's know your data, pick the right cloud for your data, and then since you're cloud native, you do have the capability to move workloads around and go into some of these public health clouds if you wanted to.
Exactly.
And that's going to wrap it up for today's edition of the podcast. I want to thank Timon from Solvinity and also Keith from MinIO. If you'd like to learn more about MinIO, you can check us out online at min.io. You can also just leave a comment here on the podcast. I hope you'll join us for our next one.